Hey everyone, it's Tracy. Thank you for stopping by and watching this video. For this card making experiment, I have done some water washes with some Brutus Monroe aqua pigments and some Canson cold press water paper. So I just cut some cardstock down to various different sizes and I just water washed. Took some colors, made some backgrounds, and then from there I picked some stamps out and I'm going to go ahead and just kind of put everything together. So there's a lot going on here, but the theme is definitely watercoloring, water wash, using the stamps that you have already. And one of these cards will be my mom's Mother's Day card. So without further ado, I will make some room and we will get started. I hope everybody's having a nice weekend. I hope that everybody is having a good Mother's Day weekend. And I hope that you're getting your cards made for all those special ladies that you want to recognize on Mother's Day. Let me just close my computer because I would hate for YouTube to start playing in the background. That would be not very good. By the way, this technique, I watched a video by Tina Zink. She's a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Canada, excuse me. And like I said, I watched her do this technique and that's where I got the idea. So let me just make sure that I'm in screen so that we can go ahead and get started with the Mother's Day stamp. This wash has turquoise, green, and gilded with a little bit of orange in it as well. And I'm going to be using a stamp from Stamps of Life. Stephanie Bernard has this set that I purchased a while ago. I'm not sure if it's still available, but it has sentiments for both Mother's Day and Father's Day. And it says, Mom, Dad, and World's Best Dad, #1 Mom, Happy Mother's Day. So this is a great all-around set for Mother's Day and Father's Day. One of the stamps is a flower with Happy Mother's Day written on it over and over again. I am just challenged because the print is so small when I stamp it to make sure that I have it going in the right direction. So I just took and stamped it off on a piece of scrap paper just to make sure that I was going in the right direction. And that would be the top. Okay, so let's go ahead. And I want to make sure I keep this straight because I'm very prone to... I'm using a Misty just to make sure I get a good impression. We're going to just put that one right here, turn it a little bit to the side, and then I'm going to mask it and go in with another one. So, using the Misty, using Brutus Monroe Detail Ink Raven. Alright, let's see how this looks. And I made sure that my watercolor paper that I had done a water wash on was dry before I actually used it. Oh, that looks really nice. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see better. I actually used my heat gun to make sure that I had it good and dry. My desk is so cluttered. I have so much stuff on it right now. I'm just making sure that I'm in frame. That's the most important thing, that you can see what I'm doing. That's really cute. And then I'll take I just made a mask out of a Post-it note, just some Post-it note paper, because I want to have another flower sort of overlapping this. So let me just wipe this one off just to make sure. Of course, I don't know which way's up. Okay, so maybe if I hold it up to the phone I can see. Whoops. Let's see here. That's backwards. There we go. Happy Mother's Day. Okay. I sometimes use my iPhone as a magnifying glass. I don't know if anybody else ever does that. Okay, so we'll put this one just over to the side and we'll have two flower and say Happy Mother's Day. Okay. just gonna go out a little bit so I can stay in frame here. All right, here it is. And I think it's gonna look really nice. Yeah, that's great. I'm very pleased with that. I'm gonna go ahead and peel this sticker up. Okay, so let me just clean my stamp. That's so cute. I think it's really cute. I could probably do another one underneath those two. I only have one mask though, because I was thinking I could do another one right here. No, I think that's good because this stamp set came with some smaller flowers too. So I think I'll just dot those all around. If I was really daring, I could draw some stems and leaves. And then up the top here, I could use one of the stamps from the set. This one says Mom. Oh yeah, this is really cute. This says Mom. And then You Are One in a Million, which is really cute. Could put that down here. You Are One in a Million. And then just with the little stamps around that. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna take any chances and draw stems because with my luck it would go horribly wrong. We're just going to use our stamps and make it a quick card. I hope she likes it. It's something different. See how that looks. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, I'm going to stamp it one more time. Oops. Okay. Oh yeah, that's pretty. I like it. I think it looks great. And then I can add some of the little flowers, which I can just use a stamp acrylic block. I could just use acrylic block for those. Okay, so let me just get my Misty and put it away here. I'll probably use it again for some of these other ones. All right, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. Okay, and got our little flowers, little tiny flowers that we're just gonna dot all around there. I'm so crooked. Everything is crooked on my desk. I'm just gonna stamp it off on a scrap paper here just to make sure. Yeah, that's good. Put it right down here. And then we have even a smaller one, really tiny one. I'll put that one right here. I like the smaller one. Yeah, I like it. And I can even put some sequins in here. Yeah, I could do that too. On top of the flower or flat back pearl, that would look cute. Okay. Now that we have that, I need to find some paper that matches. So I have some of these small pads that I picked up at Michael's. They just have a variety of different types of paper. This one is themed after coffee, but it has some real pretty backgrounds that I could use. I'm just trying to see if I have any with. There's a lot of pinks. This piece that I did color wash has more of the blue. Let's see if I can find any of that. A little bit plain. No, I don't really want to go with coffee cups. If I had something like this, that would be really perfect. I don't think I do. Okay, that's all right. I have another, whoops, I have another stack of paper here that I got, again, from Michael's. And I think this one does have the blue. Yeah, I think it's right there. Oh boy, that would look nice, I think. And then also there's green. And there's floral that's kind of foiled. There's a pretty yellow. That matches really nice too. Oh, that's pretty. Green and yellow together. Oh yeah, that might be the one. That really plays off of those colors, doesn't it? That's all foil. That's pink. More pink. Some pretty purple, pink. All right. Well, I kind of like the yellow and the greens. All right, so get this tore out. If that doesn't work and that doesn't match well enough, I also have this one more little pad that has sort of like these antique style papers. There might be something in here that I could use. I'm just going to look through it really. I love that butterfly paper. That is just gorgeous. I think that's just beautiful. What I like about this, oh, there's something that I stuck in there. What I like about this pad is it has lots of the same repeat. There's probably about 10 of each page, which makes it really nice. And that's really pretty. I still think the other paper matches better. Oh my, look at those beautiful butterflies. You wouldn't be able to see it though. All right, I'll go with my first selection. Going to get a card panel here. I'm going to use this cream ivory color, and I'm just going to trim this paper to sit like as a border, like as a card panel, and then put this one on top. And then I'll have a quick and easy Mother's Day card. So let me grab my paper trimmer. I'll cut this down. Since my panel is 4 1/4, we'll cut this down to 4, and I'm just going to be trimming this off, and then instead of it being 5 1/2, we'll take it down to 5 1/4 and see if that's small enough to make a nice border. I mean, not border, panel. Yeah, that looks really good. And then that can go on top of that. Really cute. All right, let me get my adhesive, and we will, as I'm doing this, I'm going to share with you that I have a blog where I try to post at least once a week, if not more, some of the cards that I've made. And I also have Instagram, which I'm, hoping you'll check me out there. But the most important thing is that you're watching my YouTube channel. I greatly appreciate that you're doing that. I greatly appreciate that you're taking the time to check out my video. It means the world to me. And hopefully when I get enough subscribers that I can do lives, I'll be able to interact with you all, and I need to have 1,000 viewers for that to happen. I think I'm at like 128, so yeah, I have a long way to go, but perseverance, I won't give up. I'm gonna keep on trying. So I'm just gonna use some liquid adhesive on the watercolor paper. This, for me, helps it to lay down flat. I don't know what you all think, if that's your preference, but when it comes to the watercolor, it's sort of a little bit warped from the drying of the water. I don't know, it seems to lay better for me. And then I have a big block, one of these acrylic blocks that I can use then to apply pressure just to get that to stick and to lay down nicely. I think it's really pretty. I mean, it's not over the top outrageous, but it's definitely classy looking. So I'm really pleased with how that turned out. I hope my mom likes it for Mother's Day. Okay, that's card number 1. So for card number 2, I have this, I did the watercolor wash this way, and I'm using it's an older Simon Says stamp. It's called Mandy's Flowers. I used to be a subscriber to the Simon Says monthly kits, but I had to let it go because it was getting to be too expensive to have so many different subscriptions. And anyways, this one says Farm Fresh, and it really fills out that space very nicely. I'm going to grab my Misty again. Okay, and I'm just going to, first of all, make sure this is dry, because I'm going to have to, I'm gonna blast this with my heat gun real quick, just to make sure it's dry. One thing I like about the Brutus Monroe Aqua Pigments is the gold that I used has like a metallic shine to it, so there's a little bit of shine. You might not be able to see it that well on the camera, but it does make it look nice. Just a little just a little extra something. Ugh. All right, so let's line that up. Okay, this is really pretty stamp. And pretty much covers the whole space. All right, so that lined up. I might have to stamp this one more than once. Oops, hold on a second. I'm going to switch to the other magnet. This is the actual My Sweet Petunia magnet. This is just a magnet that I bought off of Amazon. The My Sweet Petunia magnets are nicer because they're thin. I've tried to find thin magnets that are bar magnets like that. I can't find them. So, yeah, your best bet is just to get the one that's made by the manufacturer. Okay, hold on a second. I thought I had that positioned right. Okay. That is a tall glass of flowers, folks. Okay, I don't really need this mat anymore. I was using it for watercoloring. Everything's slipping and sliding around. I just want to warn you, lately my videos have been shutting off at about 35 minutes for whatever reason. I don't know why it's doing that to me. If that should happen, just please check out my blog. I'll have the finished cards posted on there. I apologize. I don't know why it's happening, but probably the last 4 or 5 videos that I've made, I haven't been able to film until I was done. I was at 35 minutes for the one with the angels, and it shut off. Oh, that looks really nice. I like that. Yeah, it's just something simple, but it's just classic. I don't know. I like it. All right, let me just clean my stamp off. I have some Brutus Monroe Squeaky Clean and a microfiber towel. Takes away all the ink from the stamp. Well, not all of it, but you know, it does a really good job getting it clean. I'm sorry that my table's shaking. And gets it good and clean so that the next time I go to use it, it doesn't have any buildup or any residue. So I'm really pleased with how that one turned out. Now get to pick a paper to coordinate with it. All right, so let me just put this aside. While I'm making this transition, let me get rid of this. This is the Brutus Monroe craft mat, which is really nice, but it's huge. It's the large size, the original size. And I don't really need that at this point. I did need it for my watercoloring, obviously. Okay, now let's find a pretty paper. So I think I remember something in here that was kind of, sorry, I'm going to adjust to make sure that I'm on screen again. I thought I saw something in here that I thought would match. Well, that's something that I stuck in there. That color doesn't even go with that pad. Oops. Yeah, I think that looks really nice. I think it's a pretty green. Yeah. So these paper pads are nice because you don't have to cut down a gigantic 12 by 12, which there's nothing wrong with 12 by 12, but sometimes it's a little cumbersome when you're, especially like me, whenever my work surface just seems to be becoming an ever-shrinking, an ever-shrinking battle. Just when I think I have everything cleaned off and I have all this space to work on, I seem to just keep shrinking down to this one little area. All right, again, I'm going to trim this like I did the other one. I'm going to trim it at 5 this way. And then I'll save my scraps for another project, and then at 4 this way. This time, I think I'm going to use a white card base instead of a cream colored. I think the white really shows off those flowers in the background there. Okay, so like I said, this is a real simple, you know, quick and easy cards. You can just you can sit down one night, one afternoon, or one morning, or whenever it is the time that you craft, and you can really do some mass production. All you need is a paper pad or some scraps even, you know, of your papers. You wouldn't even have to have a brand new paper pad. I picked this one up on sale. I usually do. Oh, look at that. It matches my nails. How about it? Yeah, that's nice. So I got my nails done today, and I've been thinking about cherry blossom, like the cherry blossom trees, how pretty they are. But then I picked out this green color, which I never get like a mint green on my nails. Like, this is a rare thing for me. And then she painted the cherry blossoms on, and then I realized when I went home, my nails look like the Arizona tea can, which there's nothing wrong with that, but it wasn't I don't know what I was thinking. I should have went with a blue background on my nails instead of a green. Now every time I look down at my nails, I think of a can of Arizona tea. Arizona iced tea. I don't know if you've ever seen their bottles. At least their original bottles. They might look different now. But the lady that does my nails, she does such a nice job. She's so creative, and I'll look at different pictures on Pinterest, and she'll, you know, help design something that is personalized for me. Well, just like when you make cards, you learn from watching videos on YouTube. You learn from others, their different techniques, and then you make it your own. Just like this video, I learned from Tina Zink, who is a YouTuber from Canada. She was the one who, whose videos I watched about the water wash with the, you know, she was using ink, and I use Brutus Monroe aqua pigments. Oh, I love that card. That is really pretty. And what I can do then is have a cutout sentiment down at the bottom or across the top, or I could just leave it like this and have a thank you note on the inside. Boom. Card number 2, done. All right, let's move on to card number 3. So this is from Stampin' Up. This is part of a set called Lovely as a Tree. I had watched several YouTube videos, people using this, and I had always liked it. So I was able to find a used set off of somebody that was selling it from eBay. And it has some really pretty trees. Sorry about the glare. So yeah, so I was really pleased that I was able to pick that up used at a good price. Okay, now this one I'm going to get my piece of foam out because I don't have any way to stamp this inside my Misty, because it has a wood block, obviously. But I want to make sure I get a good, you know, impression. I'm only going to get one shot at this. That's the only thing with wood blocks. I mean, I know you can like peel them off and re-adhere them to something, but I'm not going to mess around with that. But before I do that, I have this set of, whoops, something just fell on the floor. This stamp set from Simon Says Stamp from last year. And it's called Sketched Flowers. What I like about this, it has a lot of really pretty sentiments. So I thought I would, and I've never used this set before. I mean, I've had it since last fall, I think. I don't know if it came with the stamp set or not, but it probably did. I need to figure out what sentiment I want to use on this. It says, with sympathy and love, thinking of you, you're in my thoughts, sending hugs. Happy, that birthday would be too big. Hello, thanks, smile. So happy you're my friend. Love you. Get well soon. I'd like to do a sympathy one, but I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if it's going to work. We put that with sympathy and love and the tree here. Let's see if we have enough clearance. Yeah, I think it's going to just barely squeeze in there. So what I'll have to do is maybe make sure I get my tree really low here, just as low as possible. And then the sympathy statement can go up there. The sympathy sentiment. All right, so I'm just going to get some scratch paper here. I'm going to stamp my tree with some Brutus Monroe detail ink. I'm going to go over this puppy really thoroughly. I want to get a good impression, make sure it's nice and juicy, make sure it's good and covered so I don't have any spots that aren't stamped. It's a pretty dense tree, has a lot of foliage on it. I want to make sure. Okay, so as you can see, I know I did that off camera, but I wanted to make sure. Okay, let me line this up here, like I said, as low as possible. I might even be hanging off the page a little bit. I hope I'm not crooked, but I could very well be. It happens, folks. It happens. I'm just going to hold this down to give it a chance for the ink to really make good contact with that. Oh, I should have made sure this was dry. I forgot to do that. Oh, that is so pretty. I love it. Now, the stamp is a little bit low. I could have went a little bit higher, but I was playing it safe. You know, I was not sure that I would have the space. I can always redo this one, but let's just finish at least the panel just to give you an idea of what it would look like with the sentiment. So this one says, with sympathy and love. Now, since I've never used this stamp before, I'm going to stamp it off on my scratch paper. Okay, and now I will stamp right onto the card water wash here. It's a nice, fine, it's really dainty, I guess you can say, script, but I like it a lot. All right, so we're just going to center this over the top and hold it down, hopefully get a good impression. Again, this is one that I could remake if it doesn't turn out quite straight enough. I could always do it in the Misty as far as the sentiment part. Whoops. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. I love it. I think it turned out really nice. You don't have to do any coloring or anything because you've got the aqua pigments in the background. So that's nice. I'm not going to put that on a card base because I think I might redo it just to get it better on the bottom, but for the sake of time, we won't do that right now. All right, let me just put my stamp set over to the side. I'll clean that off whenever I'm done with this video, but I do want to clean this wooden stamp. So I don't even have to apply more Brutus Monroe cleaner. I just find where I did apply it and I just scrub over there. You can see it gets all sudsy, and that was from when I, you know, had placed it on there a couple minutes ago, and it still stayed, you know, really good. So that's good. Okay. All right. So hold on a second. Let me put my pen back in my art glitter glue, or otherwise it's going to dry up. So speaking of wood mount stamps, I have this one. It's from Penny Black, and it's got a really nice, I don't know, it reminds me of a park with the trees in the background. So one of the cards that I made is long, and I thought what I would do is stamp the trees on here. And then I could even take, says Happy Mother's Day, and stamp that across the top. So we'll give it a try and see how it goes. Now, one thing about this, yeah, it's looking like it's going to cover the entire stamp, so that's good. I wasn't sure if my paper was big enough. So let me just go ahead and get this inked up, and we'll give it a shot. Hopefully we'll have something nice here. I love these scenes with the trees and nature. I'm really drawn to these. I'm not really good at them yet, but I'm getting there. You know, it's not like you can color these in. You just have to sort of be able to stamp it, or even stamp it and then later, you know, watercolor it. All right, folks, here goes nothing. Let me get this lined up here so it's straight. Straight is relative. Okay. I'm eyeballing this up. It's probably crooked, but that's okay. That's what's tricky about the wood stamps. This is a very large stamp. You can see both of my wrists are on top of it right now, and I'm pressing down as hard as I can to try to get a good impression. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, that's nice. That turned out nice. I could have went over to the left a little bit. Let's say that's okay with me. All right, so we've got that. Now we can do another Mother's Day sentiment. If I can find my ink. Where did I put my ink? Here it is. Okay, get rid of this. And this is from the Stephanie Bernard Stamps of Life. It's Mom and Dad to Stamp. That's the name of this set. It's really great for Mother and Father's Day sentiments. And like, you only need one set for Mother and Father's Day. You don't need to have a whole bunch. As long as you have one set that you can use, you're good. All right, let me just hold this down and give it a chance to stick to the watercolor paper. You know, I am using watercolor paper, so that presents a different, when you're using stamps, sometimes with the watercolor paper you have to do it more than once. That's nice. I think it turned out really nice. So that's a pretty one too. And now for this one, as far as the background paper, I think that would look really nice. Yeah, that would look great. Or even the smaller purplish blue print. So, and our green looks nice too. So there's lots of options whenever you have one of these paper pads. That would look nice too. Well, that's the one I had earlier. And these are, I think, are all in the pink family, and I don't have any pink in my watercolor. Okay. Again, I'll finish that later. I'm not going to do it right now. I see that I'm still recording, so that's good. Knock on wood. YouTube won't shut me off. Okay, for this one, I've got the green and the orangish yellow and then the blue. This stamp set it's like a big flower pot. Just a big flower pot. I figured this will give me a chance to do a sentiment. And this is one of those stamp sets that you could buy at Joann Fabric that goes with a magazine or Michael's or wherever, even Barnes & Noble. And it's from last year. It's called Spring Day Stamp Set. It's just, it's not photopolymer. It's just silicone. craftstoreuk.com. That's the name of the magazine. It came with a magazine. But it has some really pretty flowers and springtime. Anyways, that's the one I'm going to use for this. I'm going to grab my Misty again. I want to get a good impression, and I want to use one of the sentiments to maybe make a thank you card or something like that. So, got my Misty out. Okay, go ahead and, whoops. I guess these papers are pretty dry. They seem to be taking the ink well. I mean, it seems like it's going well. Okay, so that. And this is just a silicone stamp, so it may take more than one time to make an impression. It's not that high quality photopolymer stamp. Okay, just moving. There was a hair. I just was moving it out of the way. Okay. That's a pretty flower pot, guys. I like it. That would be something pretty to color in with my Arteza watercolor pencils. That would look nice. Really cute for spring. Okay, one more time. Oh yeah, that's nice. I'm sorry, I keep hitting my phone. Yep, I like that a lot. And then for the sentiment, I'm going to go back to the Simon Says stamp set that has all the really nice sentiments. Get well soon. How's that sound? Can always use get well soon cards. And this is nice because it's very personalized, because it's something that I created. Of course, these stamps, you know, it's just like creating little works of art, I think. But thank goodness these stamps are so beautiful. They do such a nice job. I'm just going to try to push that down. Okay, where's my ink? There it is. I've said, where's my ink more than once tonight. Okay. Oh, that's pretty. I love that handwriting. Oh yeah, that's nice. It's a little crooked, but that's okay. And this one, I could find a real pretty paper to go with it. Okay, and then my last one, okay, is from that set that I got from the magazine from Michael's. I mean, from Joann Fabric. So I've got watercolor here, and this is actually a robin and eggs, like a little bird's nest right here. Okay, so I'm going to do this one, and then I thought I'd put a sentiment across the top. Okay, so let's go ahead and ink that up with some Brutus Monroe Raven ink. This seems to be taking really well to the watercolor, this ink. So I'm really pleased with how the impressions are coming through so clearly on this watercolor paper. I'm sorry if I'm off the screen. Let me adjust here. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. Oh my gosh, I'm in love with that stamp. I think I have my nest upside down. I think my nest is upside down. Oh, but it's so cute. I could have put them a little bit closer together. This is really, really cute. But yeah, I think my nest is upside down. Yeah. Oh well. Oh well. Okay. And then for the sentiment, again from the Simon Says, sketched flowers. I think I might do You're in My Thoughts or Thinking of You. This is Thinking of You. Let's see if it's too big. Yeah, it's a little bit too big. So I'll go with You're in My Thoughts. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I have some of the Sizzix Stick It paper underneath here. That way I don't have to always rely on the magnet, but I am going to put the magnet down. Okay, this is You're in My Thoughts. Nice. Oh, is that pretty? I love that the eggs are actually robin like speckled egg color. It just turned out that way. All right. And there we go. How nice is that? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A half a dozen cards made real quick and under 45 minutes. So there you go, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed spending time with you. I would encourage you to go to my blog, which is thehopefulcrafter.blogspot.com, and then I will have the finished products posted up there tomorrow. I hope you have a great evening, and I hope you have a happy Mother's Day. Thank you very much for tuning in to watch the video, and I hope that you can make some of your own watercolor water wash cards. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.